sudden it's gonna be a quite nasty attack. Because I'm not gonna necessarily be ready.
Upgrade.
Oh, not one of these guys again.
Command center upgrade. Vespene geyser exhausted. Upgrade.
Did I lose my marines finally? Oh, I moved command of my marines somewhere. Nice, so I have more supply.
What's going on?
Upgrade complete.
Come again. Out. Ghost reporting.
It's gonna be a competitive game, I feel like. Oh, I had the Hellbats. That was a lot of supply in Hellbats that is useless.
Complete.
I also forgot about those.
As you say.
Mineral field depleted.
Easy.
In the rear with the ghost reporting. Let's
Standing by.
Mineral field depleted.
give me this. Come again. Solo
Mineral field
Oh, what do they get?
under attack.
Roger. On it. Sounds like a plan. Out with it.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
Talk to me.
Give me this. Out with it.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum.
Ghost reporting.
Upgrade complete. Steam geyser exhausted.
Valuable is perfect CDR.
Upgrade complete.
DR while injured isn't the
Should've played
worst.
down there. Oh, his position.
We get that to like 40.
Mineral field depleted.
It's not that bad, really.
Upgrade complete.
Just want to make sure he doesn't Nidus me there.
Healing received. That's maybe worth keeping. Crackling, that's all junk.
Okay, we're gonna.
Mineral field
Oh, we don't have to lose these STVs yet, actually.
mineral field
We can
Not
chill
your.
a little longer.
Yeah, it's not your part. Yeah.
Are these both
I
armies?
hear ya.
Or just one army? I'm gonna try and fight this army.
our SCVs under attack.
There's that. We have you on screen.
Our SCVs
Yes, there was a reset in instance button, and they removed it. And then they made like a cooldown to reset instance.
is under attack.
So I thought that it was quite intentional that they didn't want people doing this kind of shit.
Please don't be that guy that just runs past everything again.
Mineral field depleted.
Come again.
But now if you log out and wait the full logout timer
We have yes, sir.
and then log back in, again, it doesn't take that long. It resets it. But it's just annoying. Basically, to me, it feels like they don't want you resetting instances constantly. But they don't know how to fix that, or they didn't have enough time to fix it, like, well. That's what I feel is going on.
I need time to
That's not enough. It's gotta be more.
I'm not ready yet.
You could say that, I don't think.
I'm not ready yet.
Like if it took like 5 minutes to reset and do this dungeon non-stop,
I'm not ready.
it would probably be a little bit worse than the PvP zone farming for just experience-wise. Loot, I don't know, it's a different story.
I'm not ready yet.
Alright, thanks.
We have you on. Attention!
Ice armor on left click is not working for you. Yeah, you have to like click a mob with it. You still effectively have to cast it like a regular spell.
Commander,
Nice challenge. Fun to watch. Strong Geisha.
Yeah, thank you very much for that information.
With my typical gameplay, I'm like clicking mobs constantly, so it's basically just being used
other guy
on
doing?
cooldown. First 100 being a barb. Yeah, the first 100 was a guy that had an organized group that
Kind of
also
stressful.
practiced and
It's also
got to
kinda chill
100
'cause it's,
in
like,
like the
fun,
1
you know,
week
like-
review beta.
This is actually very enjoyable. But obviously, like, it's pretty taxing. I also need to
Basically,
do
the
some
first 100 was the most experienced person to get 100. I don't think Barb had a whole lot to do with it.
Let's set a new record in like mining out a base in StarCraft. Let's see how fast this base is gonna be mined out.
need something happen. As you say.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Warfield completed.
That's on druids. I got one shot by a druid
I need
in PvP. They nerfed him, right? You shouldn't be able to do that.
Again.
So now they just can't kill me ever.
I'm not ready yet.
Druid not being able to kill me, I think is part of the class design, so I think this is good.
I need time to prepare. I need time to prepare.
I need to mine out this base.
Not enough energy.
Why not check yellows for better old gear? I am checking them in just in specific slots. So right now I'm picking up Sacred
Have some more things, I
for
guess.
the 3 jewelry slots,
You can still use
so the
it.
2 rings and the amulet. And I'm picking up Sacred occasionally for boots, because boots have the lowest armor contribution. So if I have a little bit less armor, it's not that big a deal. But for it to be an item that's actually going to compete with endgame stuff, it needs to be over item level 700.
Making quadruses.
And most non-ancients are not over level 700. Ancient seems to kind of boost the average item level. So a lot of the non-ancient items I pick up are just kind of useless, and it increases downtime because my inventory fills up.
Back to making swords.
I'm not ready yet.
That's just
I need
beautiful.
time to I need time to prepare. I need time to prepare.
This is like satisfying, isn't it? When that happens. Hydra's really good, isn't like
I need time
much
to
more satisfying.
The name of the build is
Satisfying
the
things
Firewall
than
Sword.
than that.
Gonna get frozen here. I have a video on it. It's on Mobalytics. I think it's Crypt's Ultimate Fire Sword or something like that. There's like a bunch of pillars, it makes it really shit. Never found 3 packs. Until I find 3 packs, I'm gonna be skeptical.
I'm not ready yet.
I'm not ready yet. Don't have enough fury. I'm not ready yet.
Let's sacrifice all
Yeah,
this
Arc got pretty nerfed. Arc lost about
mind out
40% of its damage.
12.
Ice Shards lost between 30 and 60% of its damage. Depends how much crit multi you have in your gear now.
I'm not ready yet.
But that goes for all core skills. Conjurers didn't really get nerfed.
I must wait.
Because I don't think you would use the crit core glyph for the Ice Shards version of Conjurer. And the actual conjurations did not get nerfed. Actually, I think one of them got buffed. But I think it's Lightning Speed or something. Not one that you do use. Doesn't matter that much.
I'm gonna make an army that's like consistent from the ghost.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I think Arc is still good, but it's gonna feel much worse to play. Like if they nerf the damage by 40%, it'd be totally fine.
It's so beautiful.
But because they nerfed the lucky hit by like half, you're gonna just like get stuck on packs where your shit doesn't proc, which is like pretty lame.
Yeah, this is like
I need time to
Okay.
it's a little bit risky if they don't grab famous.
So I don't know just how that feels. It might have actually made the build pretty bad to play. But just losing 40% of the DPS, the build's still great. But the playability, I haven't played it. So I don't know. Ice Shards, it got nerfed a lot from the glyph changes, but honestly, it's still probably the strongest like single damage skill to run. So it is what it is. Can confirm you were using arc. Feels bad.
Not ready yet.
Wait, I used to also use.
Firewall feels exactly the same.
I don't care about these SCVs anymore.
The only thing that got nerfed with Firewall is like the glyph scaling, but very minor. I lost, the main thing that I lose is about 10 DR. I lost another 10 DR or so from
Okay,
the
I've
burning
seen
nodes,
SCVs
fire thing, and
basically all
some of the
these.
resists. But the fire build is way tankier than all the other Sork builds.
Our army
And that's
supplies are
because
getting better and
there's
better.
less of a reason to go for more glyphs, so you go for more defensive passives on the Paragon tree,
Where's one of
and you
these
don't need crit
SCVs?
chance, and you don't really need lucky hit, and you don't really need
There's one
attack
building
speed.
somewhere that I missed.
So,
Probably
like
not.
1/3 of your gear can be allocated to
Transfer SCV. Oh
survivability
shit,
stats,
parasitic bomb.
while the other builds, I mean, if you do that, they're gonna do less damage than Firewall for sure. So, and the other builds don't really do that. Conjure might be
We're going
worth
for the
looking
grand
at.
finale here, very
Like
soon.
Ice Blades,
We're gonna
Ice
go
Blades
for
Hydra
the-
build
for the
might be
grand
worth looking at.
Masco's play.
Because that build did not take that much of a hit. It's the Butcher. And the Gobbo.
Beautiful. Ah, it's the one that stuck you.
Did I get the Goblin? I think I got the Goblin.
Okay, I think we're ready. Oh yeah, 69 goals. I have 69 goals.
I need time.
69 goals. One was in production.
Oh, I missed that Butchinian. Hey, Butchinian, fuck off, alright? I'm busy.
69 goals.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Let's see if there's another pack. I might try to kill the Butcher. This is a very tanky build. I haven't seen a build as tanky as this one. I want the Butcher to come in here.
I wonder how he's gonna remax now. Or is he gonna try and like guide us into
An
He just go base rate. I mean, he could just go for base rate.
I'm not ready yet.
But this guy's remaxing.
I'm not ready yet.
Okay. No place to put that item. Let's check. Sort.
Come on. 5e. Kind of awkwardly walking around. Liberators.
Base tank the Butcher. Yeah, this build is very tanky.
I need time.
Have like 7,000 armor and yeah, 5.5k life, and I get 1/3 of my life in a barrier like 6 times every 8 or 9 seconds.
I'm kind of afraid what if, yeah, 1 billion Bayman, so I need to scrap the goals then.
Yes, sir.
1, 2,
Initiating.
1, 2.
We read you.
I must wait.
The Hydra video outdated.
Need more fury.
It didn't make a Hydra video. If you're referring to the video that I made
Stop!
right after the first beta weekend,
Oh, right, God.
everything in that video is outdated.
Phrases are boring.
Hydra. Shadow Res. 40 armor mod. That's very
I'm
nice.
gonna,
Wait, actually the
mine
stats
the
aren't too bad either. Yeah, not too bad.
Put a face here for me.
Heal.
I don't really need that base, so I didn't.
30. Sacred mod.
Oh, there's two more people.
15.
Don't have a scan.
I can put that on the ring actually, but I'm gonna wait for a slightly better one. 804 boots, plus 3 frost nova, plus 3 flame shield. It is interesting.
This is kind of lame in the end. This is not very nice for the grand finale.
I'm not ready yet.
This is kind of annoying, man.
Kinda like the move speed and the heal on flame shield.
I was expecting more, but Swarmers are lame.
Very, very decent boots. 801
Oh my
move speed,
goodness.
also very decent boots.
That's cute.
Teleport. MCR.
I must wait.
Can't believe we're playing another 40-minute game. Like, what
That's
the
a
fuck am
good
I doing?
enchant. Those are too low. Crit damage, crit chance, crit damage with lightning, crackling energy. Well, that's good
I
for
hate
someone.
base traders.
I'm not ready yet.
Damage
For
healing.
victory.
Firewall move speed. That's a terrible roll. I don't even know if I'd use that. 705 basic. Crit with course 701. Endless fire is good. CDR from burning. It's just without CDR, I'm not gonna bother trying to roll it. Like maybe I can roll that like once and try to get CDR. Nah, it's not worth it. Amazing mystical ice armor. I have 1 point in ice armor. I don't know what you're using for ice armor, but that's what I'm using.
Oh my goodness. That's scary. Playing to Warcraft somewhere. Let's get out.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh.
At least we know where the banings are now.
Trying to find a 175 blue chest from Helltide solo, a stupid waste of time. No, you can get really good stuff from them. I recommend that you do try to find them. Speaking of which, is there a Helltide happening?
I must wait.
There is. 14 minutes. Mine.
I need time.
Yeah, this dungeon is very good for experience. Uh-oh. This is kind of bad.
I'm not
This
ready.
isn't even like that close.
Out of my I'm not ready yet.
really do nightmare sigils like crazy.
I'm not ready yet.
Hopefully he has some sort of and yeah, so
I have immediate access.
motivated to continuously playing the game.
I
He's
lack
too motivated.
Could this game use a loot filter? Yeah, if what I'm doing right now is gonna be the norm for the future,
Come
yeah.
on, you're being revealed in like a second. What is he making here now?
80,
He's remaxing on something.
CR, lucky hit.
I would assume it's gonna be hiders again.
How can I help?
I do need to
Hydra
start
spells.
doing like nightmare dungeons to level up my glyphs though. I really need to do that.
So a lot of hiders.
Updated build video coming?
Fine shade.
No, the build is very similar to what it
Epic
was.
base rate.
Whatever.
Epic base rate.
I changed the boards around. It was like an efficiency of 2 points basically,
Ooh,
I need
but that's
time
it.
to prepare.
So very minor stuff.
this took a lot longer than it should have. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes you can have an exciting game, but sometimes you just have to. I didn't expect Swarmhole. Swarmholes are just the lamest unit on the planet. Just so lame.
I'm not ready yet. I need time to prepare. I need time to prepare.
Simple replay. This is not a very good replay to cast. This is very, like, you know, this was an exciting game over here, like this game, the one that we
I
lost,
need
the one
time to
before.
Can
That
arc
was
flash proc firewall?
Yeah.
So I tried firewall with charge
I need
bolts to see how many firewalls I can proc from one cast, and it was less than firewall procking it.
Gonna optimize our play.
I need time.
Like,
The way
Swarmholes
that I
is like a
believe
dumb
firewall
unit.
works with the proc
They had like a
is
smurf list that was kind of dumb
all
and
your
stuff.
burns are kind of individual and added up on the target, but I believe the firewall can only proc off the
Like, they just
entire
got more
burn stack.
ridiculous.
So if you have like a ton of burns on it, it doesn't really matter that much because it's still 5%, but burns take every half second. So it's still a pretty good chance. But I think the reason, like if you firewall spam on one target, it actually spawns the fire under it quite a lot.
Like,
like,
Swarmholes cost
much more
4
than it
supply.
should.
Like, the unit, it costs
So
like
I
100
think what's
minerals
happening there
and
is, I
75
think
it's like worse
burn
than a village, you know?
zones
Like, it's cheaper than the village.
are also rolling.
It's
Like I think there's
yeah, I
there's
would
basically
say it's
two kinds of
cheaper. It
burns.
costs a
There's
little
like
more
the
gas,
burn
but
on the
I would say in
target, which is
general,
a sum of all like
compared to the minerals.
burning effects. And then there is the sitting in burn zones. And each firewall is a burn zone, which explains why firewall procs firewall more than any other skill. But also Meteor has a burn zone. And because firewall's proc can proc Meteor, and Meteor proc can proc firewall, and each one is doing more burn zones, you just get more and more and more procs based on how many targets are getting hit. And when you have like a critical mass of targets, it's still quite a lot, but we'll see.
I'm not ready yet.
If you have like 30 or 40 targets, it's infinite damage. Because everything keeps proccing everything else. It just keeps going.
I'm not ready yet.
It's not infinite like slap infinity damage, you die. It's the damage keeps ramping up and up and up instead of going away.
I'm not ready yet.
There's no pack.
I'm not ready yet.
Go back. I'll play one last game for sure. I'm thinking. This is a little fun, but also
A single target. Single target in endgame should be pretty similar to ice shards now. It was supposed to be a little bit more than half of ice shards. It was going to be like 55 to 60% of ice shards. But ice shards got nerfed by 35 to 60%. Like if you had no crit multi on your gear, you got hit with a 60% nerf off that glitch chain.
I can get one protein shake. Or actually, I have Dragon Punch.
So it's kind of hard to say.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Firewall didn't get nerfed much at all for
Just one
single
is fine.
target.
I'm actually not that hungry right now, so that's like I thought I'd be like way more hungry. And like I said, I wanted to watch the Counter-Strike finals that my team is playing.
Northwall
got
saying ice
smashed in the
shards
first
still way
game,
ahead of
so,
firewall for single
yeah.
target.
I
I
don't
think
want
it's
to
probably
I don't
like
want
20
see
to
them
30%
losing.
ahead.
That's kind of very interesting. I want to see them win. So since they are getting
If you
smashed
think
in the
20 or
first
30%
round,
is like crazy ahead, then yeah, okay. It's a fair bit of damage to make up. But I will say that I think a fire sork is 3 times tankier than an ice shard sork. If you have that damage advantage. You can make an ice shard sork as tanky as a firewall sork, but you almost certainly do less damage because you need the stats on your gear to give you damage through lucky hit, crit chance. Picked up something I didn't.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, many amulets. Holy shit. It's got like 9 pieces of jewelry off that pack.
I'm not ready yet.
I believe the Mobalytics guys updated the build, yes. I made the necessary changes. They were pretty minor, but I made the necessary changes last night and sent it to them.
Greetings.
Why'd I give up on hardcore? I never played hardcore. I don't think I would ever play a game I hadn't played before on hardcore. I didn't play Diablo 3 when it came out on hardcore. It just sounds like a waste of time. Hardcore is like a different version to play the game, and sometimes it's worth playing. And in this game, it's not too unfair if they change some of the dumb stuff like cheat death plus instant logout combo, like that's pretty stupid. Then yeah, maybe it is worth playing for sure. PR from close, 760 is not good enough. Freeze, 785. While close crowd control. Damage to injured, 760. Move speed, ice, armor, dodge, 785. Meteor. Like a decent roll, I'd just keep it. Why not? Those are too low. 805. Damage reduction, MCR. Conjure. Avalanche key passive. Sure. Oh no. Ah, god damn it. 677.
Thank you very much for waiting, but like I didn't drink enough water,
Not
so
while I'm in town.
Yeah, that's pretty
I'm
close
kind
to what
of
we're looking for.
completely out of it.
I need time to prepare that.
Like these games are actually somewhat exhausting, even well, that last game, like I said, it's exhausting because
But
it's
that
like,
one is not
so
high enough
like
item
he's
level.
There's that.
like I was just running merry-go-round all the game, all game long, so that's why it was so annoying. But yeah, like now I feel much better. We can play another one.
725 is the top item level for stats, but it's a big
it's fun,
difference.
you know, like,
It's like
that's why I
50% more
wanted to do it.
stats.
It's actually quite a lot of fun.
You can get plus
So even
to
though it's
item
very
level
exhausting,
by
I like it more
blacksmithing,
than playing ladder.
but the maximum
Like,
plus
imagine if
you
I
can
play
get
ladder, I
is
just get, like,
25 from
another
5
bow as I
upgrades.
just play the same game every time.
So if you want the top stat
This is
rolls
nice.
on any piece, it has to be item level 700 or higher. 699 will not do.
Hey, no nodding off.
I need time to prepare.
Oh, this guy, what the hell? Am I getting sniped? Still fine. Oh, too fast. So this guy is Grandmaster. I hope this other guy is just terrible. God damn it, what is going on here? Oh, never mind.
Well, open the door!
He's also good. Yeah, I remember him from years ago. Yeah, we're so fucked. That's annoying. I also got the bad spawn. Like this spawn is not
I'm not
very good.
ready yet.
I don't like this spawn.
Late Butcher's kind of bad. I probably won't bother with it.
Use them. Jam some using tactics. Get it.
I'm not ready yet.
This is a really bad stun.
I need time to
Can't click on it. Still can't click on it.
I'm not ready yet.
I still can't click on it. What the fuck's happening?
I'm not ready yet.
Do I have like a bug shrine? Yeah, I can't click on it. It doesn't work. Yeah, the shrine's bugged.
It's not good enough.
I
Shit.
doubt there's gonna be another pack, but even with a few more, it might help.
That's really bad. Like the camera's defense is like easy, but there's also other player in this game, you know? Like, I can leave this game, but I'm gonna try. Like, I got the bad spawn as well, so like my wall is gonna be a complete mess. Like I can leave
I'm
this
not
game,
ready yet.
but I'll try. Like, probably like a camera is just like the best thing I can hope for. If there was ever a chance for me in this
Could
game,
maybe go in a
it's getting
corner.
camera.
I'm out of time.
So he's gonna like have zerglings now coming towards me. If I can't kill those cannons, I'm
can get flawless
I
gems.
need time to prepare.
But like,
Interesting.
this is literally the only chance I have to
Try
win
cooking
against
shrine now.
like 2 GMs in 1v2. Which I just repeat myself,
I'm not
winning
ready
against
yet.
2 GMs in 1v2.
Yeah, it's a bug.
Like the other guy's just gonna like he's gonna have like 7 roaches.
If I had to guess, it
walking
was a
into, like,
cursed
4
shrine,
damages
but
in front
it
of my
couldn't
face
actually
very soon.
proc because
the other guy's just,
I
like,
think there
on
were too
80
many
roaches at
mobs
this point.
nearby. Like there was no
Actually,
space for the
before we
event to
went into the
begin.
game, so it's not that terrible.
That's my guess. It feels wrong for a Sork to tank like
the
that.
Protoss is like did a really
Bro,
I mean, he's a camera,
your barbarism is
Right.
showing. That's all I'm saying.
I'm really
Okay.
not afraid of them.
Unusual, but a good addition
Yeah, like the
to my
camera
ways.
is not scary actually. Which is that's really good, like really. It's really good that the camera is basically
I have
that.
invested
Like,
a
I have to
reasonable
guess
amount
now,
into
though, like,
defenses.
how
Okay.
we're gonna approach this, and like I don't know what they are doing, you know. Mutas could show up like in a second or something, you know. I have no idea what we're up against, basically. So that's something we just have to figure out.
I
And
can't
actually,
do that here.
it appears like it's gonna be mutas
I'm not
based
ready
on
yet.
how much gas we're mining here. This is actually not as bad as I thought, to be honest with you. This feels a lot better than it should. Does he have the blue face, for example? Like, this feels way better than it should have. Feel like. Okay.
The
Never
build on
mind,
Mobalytics should be
never mind.
updated, and I updated the full
I can
paragon
get
in
the
the
front.
description, the long form of the video.
I was gonna say, if you want triple hack, you can. They probably know it's you. Because why would you get like Sunday afternoon? So there's a chance we will snap. So if they know it's me and they just go triple hatch, or well, actually, to be honest, they might not know it's me, and might just play 2v2. Like if I'm playing 2v2 with the GMA, and I'm playing 0, like I would just go 3 hatch before 2 as well, to be honest. So that isn't actually the truth what
Hi,
I'm saying.
please.
Like if I'm playing 2v2 with my GMA, I'm like trolling as well. I'm like going 3 hatch before 2 every game. I'm not taking my opponent's lead, so
The firewall
Yeah.
build is not updated.
they might not be expecting
There's
that.
very little updates. Alright, I'll double check. I'll
To
double
be
check.
honest with you, I've been in worse positions. Like, really? Like, the Protoss is just nuts. Winning the fight. I should never take that. Like, never. Okay, got 2 back now. Take a third.
Spike
And I've got to
button
make
next.
turrets. Well, this
What's
is
that?
actually really bad, because on this map I have to, like, make 2 turrets. Nah, they're not on time. I take too much damage.
How it
from
works in
the-
general?
I can't make any mistakes. Well, he's gonna use the oracle perhaps. But,
It's on the spreadsheet or the video. You have to watch the video. It's in the description.
good enough. Good enough. Like the Protoss is actually legit. Like, what the hell are we doing? I'm actually getting more and more confident.
Like I'm not trying to like blow you off here. Like it's easier to like plan it out and then like have it like ready so you can look at it when you like level up. Like I even like I have this on my other screen. Look at this. I have this.
How many of them?
Okay. I know the different colors.
Don't that. Hand
Are
it
they
over.
like trapped though?
It's not like I have this memorized, so I will. Yes. Just a second. One sec.
I have to go, but I'm supply block. So if he does a mute, I run by. I'm probably just gonna die. Like, the Protoss is useless, so this is my chance, right?
Not while I'm in town.
Oh, the Zerg has something. No. No! Ah, fuck. I don't have combat shields either. Ah. I thought he had no banelings, actually. Ah, GG. Ah, man. How much supply does he have? 150, and he has 90 drones. Ah, nah, 85. He's making carriers. How many Colossus? Ah, 2 Colossus.
We've
Okay.
got a ship
Game over.
leaving
There's
Scopus
no
in a
way.
fortnight. Luckily for me.
Like, the Protoss was basically like a diamond player in this game, it felt like. But, like, diamond NGM is always
I
gonna beat me
can't
as well.
do that here.
God damn it. Yeah, he also has 100 APM. This guy is a true cannon rusher. Okay, they were not sniping. Okay. They were actually just playing some 2v. Well, I mean, they might have sniped, but they played 2v2 before. That's kinda
Never
funny.
seen something finer.
So when you click the last note, it works.
Well, honestly, like, things could have gone a little bit better. Like, I could have had a flawless Oracle defense. The cannon rush defense was pretty
Okay.
okay. I could have had a flawless Oracle defense. I could have
Ultimate
not lost
Fire
combat
Sork.
shields.
Let me see if
I
it's
could have killed
updated.
a few more mutas.
Align the elements. Mana shield.
like,
Yeah, this
I
is
could
last
have-
night's update.
Like, legit, like, because of the cannon rusher just
Oh, it
like,
has
failing
crippling
so
flames.
hard. And let's say there wasn't like a gold base. Like, that map also has a gold base. Imagine if
What
there
does it
isn't
not
a gold
have?
base that the Zerg can just take. Like, what does Zerg even do? Like, he went... Yeah, he went legit triple hatch before.
There's
full.
no ice armor. Yeah, you want to get plus defenses.
So, like,
You want to get ice
honestly,
armor for free. Doesn't it say that?
like they were playing so
it
much
should
in
say
my
that
favor,
somewhere.
basically, technically. Like, that's legit the only
armor.
chance I have to win like a game.
It's missing the
'Cause,
lucky
like,
hit.
the chances should be 0% that I win that.
Okay.
Like, just 0%. It doesn't matter how
Yeah,
much I
so
try,
crippling
I'm always
flames I
gonna
think
lose,
is actually not that
basically.
good.
Especially if they try
I
hard.
thought it was good, but what
Like, the
happens
only
is
chance I have
sometimes
is
it
if they
procs
don't
on like a
try hard,
target a few
if there's
times,
a cannon rush,
and then
they'll
it
just
breaks
fail.
the freeze because they become
Like, that's
unstoppable.
legit, that was one of
I actually
the
think crippling flames is
only
bad.
times
You should
where
not get crippling flame. It does help with stagger,
I might have had a chance to win.
but other than that, I don't like it.
The chance might be like as small as like winning in the lottery, but I don't think it was 0%. Really don't think in that game it was 0% chance to win. I also got supply block at the end. Yeah.
Nothing changed in the Necro build. The Necro build didn't even really get nerfed.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, they buffed the skill, but they nerfed the glyphs for you a little bit. Oh, crap. Yeah, I kind of messed up the pencil pull there.
Out to me once again.
Kind of curious if I can just stand here and take all this damage. But yes, it looks like I can. Okay.
Exciting.
Yeah, the on-death effects are pretty brutal.
That was a game I could have. That was a game I had like a 50-50 chance of winning in the end.
I'm not ready yet.
What's the neck legendary with +1? Oh, it's just an affix.
I obviously
You can get
don't want
+2
to
of
snipe.
skill grouping on an amulet.
Fine, snipe me.
And because you literally use all of the defensive
100%
skills,
people do that.
plus defensive skills on amulet is very good stat. It's one of the best stats you can get next to cooldown reduction. Diablo 4, if you get plus to a skill, it gives you the skill. It's unlike the other
I don't
Diablo
think-
games with
well,
that.
fuck, I guess I'm going up against.
So if you
I
get like
missed on my ability
plus
because I
one
haven't taken
to
up, like, the lifting
conjuring skills, you don't have to spec them to
Like,
get them.
Expos is not bad.
So
Expos
the
is
reason why
fine.
the firewall build doesn't have ice armor spec'd is because you really want to get it for free. That's why. I don't have it for free on my character, so I have a point in it. And yeah, if you don't have it on your amulet, then you just use a point in it. But the goal is to get it for free. The goal is to get ice armor for free because you save a point. You also really want points in Frost Nova. You also really
You can
want
snipe
points in
me if you, like,
Teleport. And points in Flame Shield are pretty good
ideally,
also.
Like, if you're like diamond level player and you like want to snipe me and like.
So yeah, getting like
Then I think
plus, I
that's
think you
fine.
get plus 3 to all defensive skills is crazy good.
Anything, like higher than like low master, like
What are you using instead of Crippling Flames? Plus the
I
lucky
think-
hit?
like I want to get the closest to like my.
Oh, with the lucky
50-50,
hit?
you know.
Meteors.
So like.
Lucky hit isn't
I'm
a
playing
huge
with, like,
priority
2
stat,
DMs,
but
for example.
it still
Like,
helps.
I need
That's
time.
pretty obvious. Like it does make a lot of sense.
You can also get
or even like high
like
master,
other stuff that
'cause I'm
happens to
legit
proc
just gonna
lucky
lose
hit.
every single game. And like what's the point? If I have like 0% chance, then like what's the point of this? So ideally I want to have an opponent at a level where I have a 50-50
I'm not
chance to
ready
win.
yet.
And I think that's the case at right about I would say it's the case at like diamond
November after
1
this.
level. If I'm playing like 2 diamond 1s, maybe even lower than that, I'm not 100% sure. If I'm playing 2 diamond 1s, I'm
not
probably
ready
gonna have like a 50-50 win, so that's usually the most common. Then we have exciting games. Because if I play against people too low, we're gonna have like really one-sided games. If I play against people too high, I'm just gonna lose those.
You guys have like crazy damage reduction.
We're afraid of meat cheese. Yeah, I mean that would work out. It's fine. Wouldn't be mad. Diamond 2 could be the perfect
The latest
level to
nerfs.
go up against.
People are saying that the Arclash build feels pretty bad now. I think damage-wise, it's fine, but because they nerfed the damage from just like crapping on the lucky hit chance, consistency-wise, it's gonna be a lot weaker. Like you might go up to a pack and just not get any ball lightning, so your damage sucks.
So I'm trying my best to like make the content a little bit more fun.
Is
And I
Burning
think this
Instinct
is
work with
obviously one
Devouring
of the
Blaze?
best ideas to
No,
play
Devouring
against.
Blaze tells you
Because that way we can play
what it
high level
contributes,
sniper. Like I don't have
and
to
it does
hold
not
back,
work
I
with
don't
that.
have to troll. I can just
Like
play
if you hover over it, you don't even need the board.
um,
If you have the board preview,
without
you can
holding
see
back,
what gives
and
you.
I have a lot of variety. Like this is very fun.
So you just hover over it. So I get
Whereas if
43%
I play
right now.
Leda, like if I play Leda,
I only have
it's the
500
opposite.
int,
That's kind of
and
boring
I'm
content
getting
now.
43 burning from
Everybody's kind of waiting for
the
Storm Gate, aren't
24.8
they?
crit damage. This is the only item with crit damage. I don't have any others.
That always looks the same. I just
So
play the same
eventually I'm gonna get like
forces, they do the same
140
thing,
crit
like
multiplier
Scout
instead of
or
20,
any kind of cheese.
and it's gonna get multiplied 3 times
But this game I play way more
instead of 1 and some
dynamic
change.
in order to gain an
Lucky hit.
advantage. Oh. Solution of supply.
CDR mod.
Good
I mean, I have a few of those now, but yeah, okay. Extra charge Frost Nova.
Oh wait, I can already
Fine.
find it here.
760, 760. Slow distance. No, that doesn't work. That's bad. Good attack speed roll. Plus 3
If you
chain
really wanna play
lightning.
me, we can also set up a custom
Lightning
game
crit
after this,
damage.
if I play
Crit
another
chance
game.
against injured. Wow, that's a crazy chain
But
lightning.
then you don't worker
glove.
rush me.
I don't really
The
want
only
it on
thing
this
that I don't
character,
want to play
but
against is worker rush,
that is a really good one.
since I will lose to that.
8 move speed.
Well, I could pick a
That's
map
too
where I
low.
can actually defend like worker rush like 50% of the time.
Not ready yet.
Control. Movement, fire damage, glass cannon, slow duration, inner flames, damage while you have barrier. Yay!
I must wait.
Like
Thorns.
this map, I would be able to defend worker rush no problem.
Okay.
I could just fully wall on this map.
I believe I
Like,
don't
2v2
have
maps are
that
bad, so-
modifier right now, so
I don't even know what's the best
we're
map
gonna
for 1v2.
equip that.
For like worker rush, it's like one of these maps.
I'm not ready yet.
Like in general.
Ice Heart, raid unique pants. Enemies frozen
I have an
have
army.
chance to unleash a frost nova. Sounds like you're gonna DR the crap out of the. I don't know. It sounds like overkill to me. I don't have it though, so maybe I'm wrong about that.
Not ready yet.
We set up a double drop.
Secret
Do a sell up, like we send the double drop to the bottom. And then at the same time we'll collect our army and go for the front. I'm waiting for additional medevacs.
The weapon that you actually use. So what I did is, by then I did have some gold, and I would put as many gems as I could in there, and I would absolutely upgrade my best weapon. And the way I did that was I come over here, I go to the blacksmith, and then you go upgrade weapons and armor, and you throw it in. Upgrade, 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 upgrade. Now you wanna know what? Let's just do another one right here. I finally have some Forgotten Souls. Boink. And there it is. I finally have a fully upgraded weapon. I just got an achievement. I'm feeling amazing. You should not level
I didn't time this correctly. My medevacs are actually not in position yet. I cannot go for
it up all the way to 5, and I don't think you can. You won't have the materials anyway. But at a minimum, upgrade your main weapon that you're using all the way to 4. It's gonna give you a nice little damage increase. And should be paying, right before you go into the capstone dungeon, a little bit of attention on what stats you have in your gear. Okay, now we're going to do something tricky. After we kill the capstone dungeon, we unlock a new tier of items. It's called sacred items, and they are just way better than what you had before. If your item power before was like, I don't know, 400, let's say, the item power of the stuff that's dropping now is going to be like 600 or 700. You can find a weapon that's plus 500 DPS. So the first order of business is to take all the gear that you're wearing. I guess I'll just quickly mouse over everything, because